Hello and welcome to... Someone messaged me on Shadow Era asking to play a match, and I said yes and lost his name. Let's talk about the match here. So I've only played one match with the deck I'm using. One. Now I have been busting my balls trying to make a Gwenneth deck, and it has been a nightmare. And wow, we were playing against Super Elementalists. Okay. He's got a super fat deck. Now, what do I want to say? I don't know if I want to really say anything. So I haven't played this deck a lot, so I don't really know what I should be doing. Hopefully, you know, it like works out. Yeah, let's... Ooh, I'm gonna love that retreat. Let's get rid of a poison arrow. So, man, I'm playing Gwenneth. And basically, I came to the conclusion that rapid fire is a must for a Gwenneth deck, and I simply refused. It became all of a sudden my goal. Like, I'm building a freaking Gwenneth deck without rapid fire, man. Let me tell you, man. So there's no rapid fire. And you might be like, are you kidding me? There's no rapid fire. I know, there's no rapid fire, and there's like a ton of 3cc allies in it too, and it's really weird. Don't even get me started on this deck. I just was like so frustrated, and I put this together, and first match I play against a Zana, and it looked like a pretty standard Zana, and I won. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So now we're playing against this Elementalist. Making this stupid whatever deck has basically plummeted my rating down to like 0. And you might be thinking, why don't you like make a second account? I have a second account. It just doesn't have any cards, and I just don't want to work with it. And some of you might be asking, like, why don't you join a guild, or hell, ask me to play with you to test out a deck. I'll do it. I don't like commitment. I don't know. Look, playing against someone, I've done that a little bit. I don't know, I just don't like to do it. I like playing in a real match with the rating on the line and stuff. I don't know, it's just how I kind of like to play. But enough of that. So the deck's kind of weird. I don't know if it's weird, but we can kind of explain what was going through my head building the deck. I might actually, even at the end of the match, go to the deck builder and kind of take a look at it. So we're going to take 2 damage from that, whatever. Oh, the whatever. Okay, that's fine. Ooh, wow. Tons of Tainted Oracles. Let's throw one of these away. I don't need 3 in my hand. I got a couple options here. And you know what I might do? I don't really know if I do this against another deck, but because it's a fat deck... Man, should I retreat the Brutalis? You know, I might. He wasted his shadow energy on that thing. And then... Oh my gosh, I gotta make decisions. Let's do this. No, I don't like that either. Oh, jeez. Let's play a Tainted Oracle. We're gonna get rid of this contaminated water, I think. And then I'm just going to attack the hero. And end my turn. So yeah, okay, I was looking. And I will say, okay, Gwenneth. You're making a Gwenneth deck. Let's look at what your options are for draw. We have Wrath of Forrest, which, you know, doesn't go with their ability at all. So that's great. Pride of the Mountain, which is okay. But if you run against a low ally deck, you're kind of screwed. And it has other setbacks, like it's in armor. It's not just an item like Ill-Gotten Gains is or something. So... Okay, hold on. Let's see what I want to do here. So, you know, she doesn't have a draw. So you have to, like, put together, oh, well, I'm going to have Tainted Oracles and Bad Santas and Treasured Heirlooms and Gundler's Doubles and shit. Come on, she doesn't have a draw. You know, at least, like, in a... Whatever, I don't know. You know, like, I didn't have a problem with the draw in my Baduru deck, but this, I've just been having a nightmare getting a draw. Let's just skip. Let's play the Aldon. Let's grab another card. Let's throw this Tainted Oracle and get a cool. So I got this Beatle Demon Bow in here, and because I don't have rapid. Okay, hold on. Let's see what I'm doing first. Before I explain, I don't know if you heard me. Sometimes I like forget that. Oh, there's a microphone. I need to like pronunciate or pronounce my words. Whatever. 3, 5. What is this? 5. Let's kill this guy. Let's keep the Tainted Oracle out. Because there's more health. That's really the only reason. I don't know. It doesn't matter, I guess. Maybe I should. Whatever. It doesn't matter. So that's my turn. So I got the Beatle Demon Bow. And that's... Okay, I don't have rapid fire. So if I play like a Soul Seeker and use my ability and the opponent has item destruction, I just wasted my shadow energy on like the weapon and I didn't get to use it twice, which kind of is what rapid fire takes advantage of. So to kind of counteract that, or because I don't have rapid fire, I've got this Beatle Demon Bow, so I'm able to use my shadow energy that way. So that is really the main reason for that. If you were wondering, you know, like, you're like, why would you have Beatle Demon Bow? That is the reason. So now you know. We get some good cards here. Ooh, we get another retreat. Let's see. What can we do? So let's get rid of this Snare Trap. Let's, yeah. Well, you know what? Sometimes I forget that this Layarian Seductress, like, you have to have the same amount of resources or less. Like, I think she just always can do whatever, and sometimes I just totally forget, and it's like I almost made a mistake there, because, okay, so we're going to play the Layarian Seductress, retreat the Plasma Behemoth, then we are going to come in on this Woven Tracker, which I'd be surprised if he does whatever, but I'd be surprised if he uses his ability on the Woven Tracker, but that might be a little bit of an annoyance. I should be able to kill it, though. But we'll see what he does here. He's got so many cards, and I'm like, how do you have cards, man? He's going to play Mind Control. Okay. Yeah, I don't like any of that. I don't like any of that. Now I really don't want him to use his shadow. Yeah, and he's going to use his shadow. Okay, so 4 damage. Man, I need to put together 4 damage somehow. I can do that. He'll get to draw a card, but, you know, I can do that. Ooh, I get a Soul Seeker. How awesome is that? That is, like, perfect timing. So let's just skip. I got a lot of weapons, I know, but, you know, this is kind of a good first match, I think, because we can really take a good look at this deck. Because, you know, I'm playing against 100 cards. Look. Do not think you can build an 100 card deck and it be good. It's not gonna be. I mean, look, most people say 42. I think you can get away with 43, even though you will probably never see a 43 card deck on this channel. I think you can get away with it. And then some decks might even want you to have like 50, but 100, it's just, there's no reason to do it, okay? There's no reason, unless you're having fun, you know, whatever. I've done it to have fun, like, oh, let's play with the 100 cards, ha ha ha. But it's not like, I mean, I don't know, what do other people think? I mean, just, I don't know, if someone out there thinks that that might be a competitive strategy, it's not. That's the thing. So we got this Soul Seeker. Okay, so we have a lot of weapons out. He plays an Infernal Gargoyle or in my hand. Infernal Gargoyle and a Death Mage Thaddeus. I will say Retreat is such like an essential card for this deck. You wouldn't think, like, a Retreat, really? But oh my gosh, is it? So let's just skip. Actually, let's play this Snare Trap. Let's retreat the Infernal Gargoyle, which might be a little excessive, but I don't care. Let's go, and then let's go after the Death Mage Thaddeus and heal up, which I won't get to do, but, you know, whatever. And my turn. So yeah, I do have Wrath of Forrest. That's a draw. I've got Tainted Oracle, which is a draw. And I have 2 Bad Santas. And I think that's my draw. So I can get... I haven't played a lot. Again, this is my second match with this deck, but I can foresee draw being a problem, like it is in this match. I only have 2 cards. There's not really a lot I can do about it. So that is a problem. And that is why I played it like that. Oh, and he keeps the Keldor. Did he know? Okay, whatever. A Layarian Seductress. I'll take it. Let's just kill the Keldor, I guess. Let's just skip. Kill the Keldor. With my same thing. And now I got 2 Layarian Seductresses out. I still got this weapon out. But yeah, so Beatle Demon Bow to eat up my shadow energy. But I got Soul Seeker to heal. Soul Seeker's still a good weapon, though. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about the other cards I played with. Okay, so I played around with a more semi-solo kind of concept, and that worked. Don't get me wrong. Like rapid fire into the forest, minimal allies, you know, a Tainted Oracles, Armored Sandworm. I think I had Champion of Irem and like 2 Gunthers. That, you know, that worked. And like rapid fire and abilities, it worked. I wasn't really happy with it. I just like, yeah, I felt like I was struggling to keep up like the whole match, and I was just so frustrated. So it's kind of an issue. So I wanted to like, okay, so I scrapped that. I go, you know, plus, I mean, how many of those oh, and I get a retreat. I'm so lucky. I don't even deserve that. Let's skip. Let's retreat the Plasma Behemoth. I mean, of course we're going to do that. Oh, I have 3 retreats. I don't have 4, so I've played all of my retreats. I got them really early. So I you know, I'm lucky in that regard, I will say. But let's not use my ability. Let's just attack him. But so I played around with that concept. It worked. You know, whatever. I mean, I think people already know that works. It didn't work as well as I wanted it to, in my mind. Like, I wanted it to be... I didn't know what changes to make. So I scrapped that, and I threw in, like, just a ton of allies, right? I thought, well, why can't I just make a Gwenneth that has a bunch of allies in Wrath of the Forest? You know what I mean? But that didn't work because bad item destruction. Like, it works in a priest deck, or especially a Zana deck, because the priests have good draw and good item destruction. So they can just keep playing good ally, like a better ally each turn, and just kind of overload you, and then bring out King's Pride and be like, what are you gonna do? That works in that kind of a deck, but in a Gwenneth, she doesn't have item destruction. Wow, and just a bunch of those. Okay. So let's just skip. Yeah, what should we do here? I don't know. Let's, should we, like, start to death race? Or... let's, what was this gonna do? 2... I can't even... Yeah, let's not even do that. Let's just... Okay, let's do this. This is kind of a weird move, I understand. But the reason behind kind of doing something like this is you have to understand that playing a 4cc 3/5 ally is not the worst thing in the world. That's kind of the, like, I mean, it doesn't have an ability. Right, like Weimar the Lionhearted would be better, but Weimar's unique. The Beatle Bow Demon isn't. You know, so I think it has its advantages. Plus, it's really there to, like, see, okay, so the problem with the ally deck, I was getting to that, just having a bunch of allies in there in Wrath of the Forest, I wasn't taking advantage of my shadow energy. Like, I had weapons in there. I played around with Feathered Longbow, Soul Seeker, Gunler's Double, that Wrath's Oath, or what, Guardian's Oath. I played around with the weapons, right? It's not like I didn't play around with the weapons. But I'd play one, and if I was playing against anyone who was smart enough to put in a Ley Line Nexus or any item destruction of any kind, like, it just backfired in my face, so it's pointless. So, you know, I mean, that was that. Let's just skip. So what we're gonna do here is kill the Shadow Knight. Okay, this is what we're going to do here. We're going to sacrifice... So that's why that didn't work. I was building up like a ton of shadow energy, and I didn't even know what to do. So what we're going to do here is we're going to kill a Shadow Knight here with this one. We're going to bring out this other Beatle... whatever. Beatle Demon Bow. And then we're just going to... I mean, we're kind of going to go for the death race here. You know, that's what we're going to do. So that didn't work. I mean, it's like I'd get to matches where I had 10 shadow energy and I'm sitting there like without a weapon. And because Gwenneth doesn't have this really consistent draw, I could like never ensure that I had a weapon. So that was really frustrating. You know, and I tried a lot of other concepts. And so this is where I am in this Gwenneth thing. Like, I refuse to put in rapid fire in the deck. So basically, I mean, what? My question to Kyle, Wolven, the Shadow Era team, you know, all those people, where is the Hunter's unique item destruction and or draw? They don't have draw or item destruction. Like, okay, the Elementals have an okay draw. Like, it's really not great. The Antimatter, it's okay. Like, you can't just rely on that. You have to have either Sack Lambs or Bad Santas. Fine. And, like, you know, Warriors have Smashing Blow and Blood Friend. Like, where is the Hunter's unique draw? Where is it? It doesn't exist. It's just non-existent. Yeah, we're just gonna... Oh, that's not good. Oh, battery. Okay, so let's just skip. So I pretty much won, if you didn't realize. So let's cast this. We're gonna definitely do the Death Collector here. And we are gonna Death Race him. Because I'll be able to pull out the Demon Bow next turn. And use my ability. And kill him. So what... I mean, I don't think he can win. I mean, unless he pulls like a Shadow Spawn out of nowhere or something. Which is a fat deck, he might. So let's not use the Bad Santa. Let's just end the turn. So, let me quickly finish what I have to say before my battery dies. So yeah, so this has got a lot of 3cc allies, and I understand that. It's got like 11. That's a lot. But in this deck, it's really about getting ahead and like keep pushing it and like taking advantage of those small guys' abilities. And it's I mean, it's not a rush deck in any sense. I don't even have a 2cc ally. Like, how could it be a rush deck if you don't have it? It's not a rush deck. It's like a weird middle game rush deck or something. I don't even know. But that's the concept. You just like, I don't even know what the concept is. I just put it together and it seems to be kind of working. But I went through a lot of hardship to even get to this point, okay? But I think this idea will work. I really do. You might have to make more decisions, though. Like, if you were going to play this deck, you might have to sit there and, like, really make a lot of decisions about things. A lot of decisions. Like, right here, you know, okay, should I, like, play Beatle Demon Bow as a weapon? Should I make it an ally? Should I play Soul Seeker? Which 3cc ally should I play? Especially, you know, in your opening hand, you might get 3. Well, which do I sacrifice? Which don't I sacrifice? Which this would... There's going to be a lot of decisions. And that's a downfall to this deck. You know, you don't want to have too many decisions, because then you're going to make a mistake. That is going to happen. But keeping a close eye on my battery, let's... Ooh, and I want to show you the deck. Let's, okay, so, let's just win. Oh, come on. So, I'm gonna go, get my cord, and it'll cut back, when I'm back, so we can talk about the deck real quick. Okay, welcome back to, me forgetting to... Well, my laptop was charged, but different stuff. Okay, and yeah, this is weird, and I'm not gonna really explain why, and I'm not gonna file it as a bug, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here's the deck. So So let's just look at the deck real quick, and hopefully, because I understand this match wasn't maybe too interesting. Hopefully, I will for sure have another video of this deck up. With the better match, you know, so you can maybe see some things. But I didn't think it was terrible, and plus, it's kind of a weird deck in my mind. So it maybe lets me explain some concepts. Okay, so here's the deck. So I got 4 Tainted Oracles. I mean, that is my draw in this deck. So is Wrath of the Forest. Wrath of the Forest, Tainted Oracles, and you know, I have 2 Bad Santas for like emergencies, maybe a Santa Bomb at the beginning, you know, different things. I mean, it's good to, most decks, it's good to have 2 Bad Santas, most decks, just in case you haven't gotten a draw, and you just like, even if you're giving your opponent cards, you really just need to put yourself back in the game and get some cards and try to build back a board presence. Okay, I have 2 Ley Line Nexuses, which I would definitely love to get rid of, but there's no item destruction. I mean, where's the item destruction? I mean, look at these cards. Where's the item? There's no item destruction. Is there? I feel like a moron. Like, I was looking, like, where's the Hunter item destruction? And I'm like, there is none. Where is it? See, that's the thing. What I don't understand, like, not item destruction, like, okay, they've, you know, obviously the humans now have this card, Artful Squire, but, like, the Shadow heroes have Acid Jet, which is, like, pretty, like, what am I gonna do against a King's Pride or a whatever, you know, there's like 7cc armors, like the big stuff, the big scary stuff that you need to get off the board right away. Ley Line Nexus, but it's not like it's a human card, it's a neutral card. I don't get it. Whatever. Where's the item destruction? I don't know, it just like pisses me off. I'm sorry. Okay, so we have a bunch of 3cc odds. We have Jasmine, Aldon, Layarian, and Fleet-Footed Messenger. Now you might be wondering, shouldn't you put in what's his name? Sorry, I am bad with names. Priest of the Light. Shouldn't you put in Priest of the Light? I mean, he's a good card to drop turn 3. And, I mean, he gets rid of the opponent's shadow energy, which is big. And I agree. But he is not as helpful late game. Which, you have to remember, the 3cc allies are my only allies. So basically, I was throwing up stuff that had more health. That was the point. So, Fleet-Footed Messenger has 5. Layarian Seductress, Jasmine, and Aldon both have 4. You know, this... What's this card? This Spirit Warden? I mean, he has 5 health. I think this card is going to become a lot more viable in a lot more decks after the next release, because I think, I could be wrong, but I think the next release will have a lot more cards, maybe dealing with graveyard kind of stuff, and not being able to take allies from their hand in the graveyard. Preventing that is going to be huge. I mean, right now, what does this card do? It prevents Shadow Knight's ability, I guess. I don't know if that's like, okay, cool, great. Plus, it like removes cards so Shadow Knight can't get them anymore. I don't know. I mean, I guess it would shut down Gravebone, but Gravebone isn't, whatever. So I don't have that card in there. Okay, so those are those cards. Tainted Oracle. Okay, I've got 2 Aeons. It's because I have enough allies. You know, I've got however many allies I have. So Aeon, I mean, you gotta have something big. You know, you can't just sit there and put in a bunch of small stuff. Maybe in a rush deck, but this isn't supposed to be a rush deck. So, you know, I threw in an Aeon. He's always helpful. You know, Aeon's great. I got 2 Poison Arrows and 3 Poison Arrows and 3 Retreats. So those are kind of my ally whatever. My thoughts on that is You know, they're kind of good to balance each other, I think. Poison Arrow is good because it disables it one turn, which can be helpful on its own. You know, even if you're not going to poison it because it's like an armored sandworm or something, sometimes just disabling the ally for a turn is like really helpful. And the retreat obviously has its advantages. You know, if you don't know the advantages of retreat, then it's a great card. I mean, you can heal your own allies if you need be. You can retreat enemy allies. There's a lot of uses. And I think in this type of deck, it is so needed. I might even claim Gwenneth needs retreat. I might. I don't know. My bad, Santa. Explained that. Ley Line Nexus, Wrath of Forrest. Now we got my 2 weapons here. So I got Soul Seeker and Beatle Demon Bow. Now I've explained Beatle Demon Bow's there to eat up shadow energy. My other options, let's take a look at the other options I had. So, you know, this is what I'm thinking when I'm building a deck, by the way. You know, maybe something. So I'm going, okay, I'm not using Gwenneth's shadow energy. That's my problem. So there are options of, you know, what cards have shadow abilities that I can put in the deck. And there are many. I will say there are plenty that Gwenneth has to choose from. So we got the Cloak of Obscurity. You know, so, which, you know, I made a whole video, like, maybe I should have put it in Gwenneth. I didn't know Gwenneth accumulated that much shadow energy. Well, she does if you don't have rapid fire. Okay. So, you know, that was an option, but I was like, whatever. You know, it's just a bunch of 3cc allies. Do they really need to be, like, stealth and ambush? Not really. So that's not as helpful as it could be. The next card we have going backwards, which is confusing, I'm sure, is Jade of the Forest. She's hidden, she's 3, whatever. I mean, I don't know. That's great. But she needs to be better in my mind. She needs to be like a 4 and then like a 4/4. That might be more fair, I think. Or maybe like a 4/5. I don't know. Maybe like a 5/3. Ooh, would you put that card in your deck? If she was how she is, but she's a 5/2 with this ability, and she costs 4, 5/2. That would be kind of cool. But that's not how she is, so I don't see her as being very helpful. Let's see, what are the other ones? Okay, so Beatle Demon Bow, that's in there. And then I think we have, as the last one, is that one guy. The Sentient Marshal, what is this called? Marshland Sentinel. And I considered him. I mean, him or Beatle Demon Bow. But I guess I went with Beatle Demon Bow because then I have like the option of either using Gwenneth's regular ability or the Beatle Demon Bow's ability, depending on the situation. Because maybe in one situation, I want the durability and I want the 3 damage for one turn. Or in another situation, I just want to throw it up there and really all I want is maybe to use it for 1 or 2 turns and then have a decent ally out. So that's that. You know, you could do different things with that, I think. You know, that's just my opinion. And again, I just kind of made this deck and it kind of seemed to work. And then we got Snare Trap. So that's, okay, so let's talk about that decision. So I made the decision to not put in any 2cc allies. And basically, you might be thinking, well, okay, so I understand why you want the Poison Arrow and the Retreat. That makes sense. You know, and those are 2cc cards, so you have 2cc cards. Would you consider maybe getting rid of maybe Poison Arrow and putting it in? I mean, you have Wrath of Forrest, right? Maybe playing that. I don't know. I thought about it long and hard, and basically, Snare Trap, in my mind, is going to be more helpful late game than a 2cc ally. You know what? Let's actually make a change. Okay, so this is 42 cards. I didn't even realize that. Let's... You know what we might do? Oh, you know what we're actually going to do, I think? How weird is this deck going to be? This is what you get. You come to my channel, you get weird decks, and I explain why I think they work and how they work and how other stuff. We're actually gonna let's throw in 2 Champion of Irem and have 43 cards. I mean, plus you get all the irony about how I talked about, you know, earlier, how you will never see a 43 card deck on my channel. Next, I'm gonna play this deck next video, so it will be 43 cards. It's going against like everything I just talked about. So here's a deck. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it. Like, let's get into a good match, and you know, let's see what happens. It's interesting, but I think it'll work. I think it'll work. It's Gwenneth without rapid fire. You know, maybe that'll be my next challenge. Dark Claw without Speed Strike. I think that'll be a lot more difficult, but man, I'm up for it. Challenges. Let's go. So, I'm going to shut up now. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe as always. Bye.